So the fastest way to ruin a great candidate's experience is...
When you've been in recruitment for 20 years, you've kind of seen everything. Every recruiter would describe the recruitment industry as a roller coaster. It's ups and downs, and it always is. And the highest casualty rate of people dropping out of the recruitment industry is always in the first year. It's like 80+%, if the statistic serves me correctly. Why is that? Because there's so many ups and downs, and the downs can really get to people. We're in an industry where you're dealing with people, and people have emotions, and people change their mind. I'm not selling a product, I'm selling people. So we are regularly, every month, we're faced with candidates pulling out, changing their minds. The blame can sometimes come to us because it's a very sensitive topic to talk about people's careers, to give rejections, and especially when candidates feel that they've been rejected unfairly. So yeah, it's very tough. And the way you overcome it is just from experience, ultimately. And my advice to any recruiter that's new to the industry is to talk to others. The hardest thing is to bottle up inside or take it home and keep it inside and let your emotions take over. The best thing is to speak to other people, especially if you're fortunate enough to work with other recruiters. If you're in a recruitment company, you can turn around and say, hey, this just happened to me. I can bet you someone will say, that happened to me too. Or guess what? This just happened to me. Whoa, that's even worse. Suddenly you've forgotten about your problems. Suddenly you're laughing about it because at the end of the day, it's just a thing that's happened. We make mistakes, they make mistakes, it's life. So over time, you learn to dust yourself off, smile and move forward. And so it's no secret that there's tough times in late 2022, 2023 economically, and the market got really hit. And when the market goes down, recruitment's one of the first industries to suffer because companies are not hiring, they're firing. But also then they're not going to pay a premium for an external recruitment company. That's so basically months passed and my number of recruiters that are waiting for work or on the bench, as we would call it, waiting as a consultant, grew and grew. And so my cash flow decimated. It still scars me years later. It was horrific, not just for me, but of course for my team. There's one thing doing things on your own and it not working out and you dust yourself off, but when it affects people and they lose their jobs, or I have to give them notice or encourage them to look elsewhere. And then when it went bankrupt, then I had to tell them. Hopefully I gave that in the time they were there, but unfortunately, yeah, it crashed and that was tough. A fun analogy would be to liken recruitment to dating. You think of dating and someone shows interest in you and you send them a message and they respond quickly, you get excited and you talk and you have things in common, etc., etc. But if you send a message and then there's silence and then a day passes, well, then suddenly doubt comes into your mind. It's a very similar thing with recruitment. They send you a message saying, hey, Christian, I had the interview a few days ago, just wondering if there's feedback. First of all, they shouldn't be chasing me. I should be in one step ahead of them and already giving them feedback. And if I don't respond to that, guess what they're going to start thinking after a few days? I haven't got the job. They found someone else. I'm not interested. I'm not important to them. It's the same signals in dating or in life, is treat people with respect, get back to them quickly, and make them feel wanted. What I do in all my job adverts is I put the process transparently on every job ad. Yeah. So when a candidate applies, they read through it and they say, first stage is a talk with Christian Payne, 30 minutes. Then it's a 1 hour on site with this person, and we're talking about this. Then the final interview will be this, with a case that takes this time at home, this time on site. Absolute clarity, no surprise to candidates, makes the process so much easier. But back to your question, the problems is where they're not clear on their process and there's too many stages. You lose candidates. First and foremost, AI has enabled me to double the amount of business that I can do. Previously, or even 6 months ago, I could probably handle 4 to 5 ongoing recruitments. Now I can handle comfortably 10 to 12, maybe 13, depending on the nuances, all because of AI. Why? Because it can make me work faster. It can help me lift some of the workload. There are many areas where I use AI in my process. One of the most simple things is actually the basics of transcribing all of my interviews. I've previously been hammering my keyboard, taking notes and not being able to focus quite as well on the conversation, but now I can sit back and I can focus on them and ask my key questions. And my AI not just takes the whole transcript, that's one thing, but then forms all the answers into neat paragraphs that I can share with the companies. Then it also can guide me as to areas I can ask questions as well. There's so much it does for me now. Mapping the market. Actually, I did use a bit of ChatGPT AI here. This is where I used it, and I put in I entered what our tech stack was at the client and asked it to find me the companies in the Copenhagen market that has a similar tech stack. It reeled off those companies, and then I went and then I used LinkedIn and just basically market mapped who was sitting at what companies. And I spent a weekend just messaging 60 people, all with hyper-personalized, non-AI messages. And the short version is I managed to get a new pipeline of candidates and we filled 4 positions in 3 weeks.
So the fastest way to ruin a great candidate's experience is
Too many interview stages. Too many interview stages kills candidates' interest. 2 or 3 stages for most positions is plenty. If you know what you're looking for and you're doing recruitment correctly, you can do it in 2 to 3 stages. Companies make the mistake of going through 4, 5, 6 stages. If a company wants to hire fast, they should stop skipping the most important part at the beginning of the recruitment process. Don't just put a job advert out and hope to get good candidates because we're in a rush. Take your time at the beginning, go into detail, know who you're looking for, align internally with what you're looking for, and then you can hire fast. It's so important for me to continue to build my brand and keep delivering because it's what I do and what I love. I want to be known as the go-to recruiter for tech and product. And it's not just monetary, it's a matter of pride in what you do as a job. I'm sure you have the same in video production.
Definitely.
For me, I want to deliver the best recruitment. I want candidates to, if they're talking casually and they're saying, oh, I might want a new job as a product director, it's like, you've got to talk to Christian Payne. That, when we get to, and I've had a few instances where people contact me and my name has come up in conversations, and that's so rewarding. And there's so much pride in delivering in your industry in an area that's so important to people's lives and careers.